Aries, thank you so much for choosing me and trusting me with your reading, and welcome to I Am the Monad Tarot. Aries, I certainly hope and pray that all is well. I'd like to say thank you for all your likes, your shares, your subscribes, your comments, and your feedback. Aries, don't forget we have memberships open, 2 levels. Level 1, early access, as well as level 2 is members only for Aries. I'll be doing your reading from Dreams of Gaia Tarot, which I haven't read from in over a year. All right, Aries, let's get into it here. All right. The youth, Aries. Okay. Aries, I feel like you're in your youthful energy. It's an energy of it's time to play. Frolic. Okay. Enjoy your life. Have fun. I'm hearing like don't be so when I say stuck up, I don't mean snooty, but like a stick in the mud, kind of like, or I'll just say this: don't be so serious. Okay, I feel like now's not the time. Okay, now is the time for you to just be abundant and go have fun. Okay, be abundant and having fun. Okay, regardless of the things people may be doing to you, what's going on around you, it's kind of like know it's there, but don't let it stop you. Okay, don't let it stop you from enjoying yourself, enjoying your life. Okay, enjoying who you are. Maybe go on vacation, travel. I'm hearing destinations. Okay, so maybe do some traveling. Okay, a plan. I'm hearing. Okay, for some travel, for some experiences. You might even do some traveling in your hometown, meaning go places in your hometown that maybe, or wherever you live, okay, that maybe you've never been to before. Venture out, okay, and try new things. You may be surprised to find, okay, what's there, things that you didn't know were there before, okay. I'm hearing a lot of fun is to be had, a lot of fun by you. Yeah, like, part of me wants to say, like, the work life is over. Well, work life is never really over, but you don't have to center your whole world and your whole being just around work, okay, any longer. I'm not saying this is for the rest of your life, but at least for this time, okay, or maybe prepare for the spring and the summer to like really get out there and enjoy. Find festivals, all kinds of activities, festivities, okay, to get involved in. Even if you feel like, well, I don't have a lot of money to travel or anything like that, but you can find things, okay, like I said, within your wherever you live. Like where I live, I didn't used to think, I live in Cleveland, Ohio, and I didn't used to think that it was much of anything here to do. Okay, because I lived like in DC and New York, Atlanta. Well, I come to find out there's something happening here just like damn near every day, all the time. Okay, everything may not fit into what you like, but sometimes you don't know what you like until you go on out there and experience it. And if it's an event, well, how long is an event? What, 2 3 hours, 4 hours long tops? You don't have to stay, but it may be something that, oh, I never heard of that. I don't know if I like that. I never been to anything like that or experienced anything like that before. Yeah, go. The museums. Shit, I don't know. I'm just saying, okay. Just go out there. Just get out there. And then, like, a lot of times places have things for free. Small events for free. Maybe larger events for free. Okay. All right. So walk into a period of time. You can always look wherever you're located. You can Google, events for February 2026, March 2026, whatever, spring, summer. Okay. And, Google can just like flood you with so many different things. And like, what? I never heard of that before. Yeah. You haven't. Try it out. Go. You don't know who you might meet. You might not meet anybody. You might meet some aspect of yourself that you didn't know existed. Okay, that, oh, I didn't know I would like that. I didn't know I would like that kind of music or that kind of food, or that movie was really strange. It was interesting, and before you know it, you may just, be all up into it. And even if not, even if it doesn't, it's not something that becomes a part of your life, it is an experience that you've had. It's better than just sitting there, well, work, serious, people bother me, coming at me, whatever, to all of that. Okay. Take care of your responsibilities, of course. Okay. But I feel like it's time for you to get out and venture out. Okay. Aries, like, you might meet someone at one of these events, okay, or just getting out. Like I said, in some of your readings, it has been this theme of someone coming into your life, or love coming into your life, okay? And I'm seeing a king of air here, okay? This might be the person that you might, that's the love that's coming into your life, all right? Now, for the person who, when I did a reading before and I was talking about, which I did, eliminate that person from the channel because it was just kind of a silly question. It was a king of something that came out for Aries, okay? Do you read for women? You only read for women or something like that? How many readings are on this channel as well? You take it as it resonates. This is the card that I see. So this is what I'm going to read. All right. So I'm not going to entertain that kind of silliness because I don't think it was genuine. All right. So if you're a male and you're watching this, take it as it resonates. Hell, you might be part of the LGBTQ community, or you might be more in your feminine energy where the person that you will come in contact with maybe a woman who's more in their masculine, okay? But it doesn't have to be a masculine, it doesn't have to be a feminine, all right? And I think after all the millions and thousands and millions and billions of readings here on YouTube, people are clear, okay? All right, sometimes people choose not to be, all right? So I feel like Aries, this might be, okay, the energy that you're going to come in contact with, okay? Air sign, okay? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or possibly highly aspected in their chart, and they may not be any of these signs at all, okay? May just carry the energy here, okay? But it's like this person here, or just the energy of it all, okay? This adventure, like getting back, in touch with the youthful aspect of you. Not so much, well, you're kind of the childlike, but not just childlike, like, those teenage years or very young adult years when you're out there living in independent, of well, as independent as you can get of your parents or whoever was your caregivers, okay? And you're discovering yourself. That doesn't end. It's so fun and carefree when we're younger, and you might be a younger person watching this, okay? But it continues on. Sometimes we kind of are hindered. I don't want to say that we stop it on purpose. We're kind of hindered in the society that we live in because, we got to work 8 fucking hours a day, really 9. You're being taken away, from yourself in your life and whatnot, and you got your hour break, whatever. Some places don't even give that anymore, but you got to go, you get home, you got very few, few hours to yourself and to eat and all that kind of stuff. Get ready for bed, go to bed to do what? Get ready to go to work the next day. And I'm not even talking about people who have children and all that, and all those many aspects that come in, all right? So it's not so much that we stop it, but it's hindered in our lives, I feel like purposely, okay? But so what? You know what I mean? Sometimes we just have to take control of our life, our destiny, regardless of what, the greater society has done, or the powers be, or whoever designed this shit has done to us to hinder us from being in touch with, that youthful aspect of ourselves, or an aspect of ourselves where we are continuing to find out who we are and be on that path of self-discovery, okay? And again, that could be just as simple as going to places, doing things, tasting things, listening to things, music and whatnot, that you never have before. Okay, you might find that thing that's foreign to you, you love it. Okay, I'm here like you're designed for it. You may find you may have some kind of affinity to it. You may have something in your bloodline that practiced it, or an ancestor. Say you try, maybe you do something, an activity in whatever your Chinatown is, or we call it Asia Town here now, okay? Or a food from maybe a Vietnamese, you never had it before. And it's like, I never had that before, and you may look at it and feel like, oh, that looks funny. I don't know if I want to try that. Fucking try it. You understand what I'm saying? Look at the menu of what it is that you do know. Okay, you go to an event, well, what is it? What's in it? They'll be more than happy to tell you what's in it. Okay, well, I know beef, I know noodle, I know whatever, you know what I'm saying? And taste it. And you may find, oh my God, I love this. You never know, you may have a Vietnamese ancestor. Okay, I'm not saying it has to be that, okay? But you may have an affinity to it, which may take you on a whole nother journey. All right, so be open here. Right. So this King of Air energy just could be possibly just speaking to your mind, the experience, the adventure to broaden your perspective or to broaden your life. All right. So you can go out there and enjoy life, you know. It ain't always got to be. I just feel like, I'm looking at this card here, this heaven and earth. It's in reverse, but that's the thing. It's like our time here, it's like it has become, the way it's been designed, so earthly, so work, so gray, you know. It's like this disconnect between heaven and earth. You understand what I'm saying? So here this King of Air is, okay, from the air to speak to you, to show you more aspects of yourself, okay? And not be in a place, don't, especially if you're an older person or middle-aged, okay? And if you're youthful, take this bit of wisdom. If you are a youth, you don't want to allow your life, as you get old, I'm just old, I'm old, as though that means saying it as though, you're decrepit, and that's the end, and his body's about to shut down, and it's all, get out of here. There are people on this app and many others. I love it. It comes across my feed because, some of the stuff I look at, these women and men who are in their 70s, 80s, and they don't look a day like over 50. Okay, because they don't walk with a cane. They're not the quote unquote stereotypical idea of what an older person is. And I'm not putting you down. I love some of them wooden canes and nice ones that, have the design, or some of the African designs. And I love those. Okay. Staff. That's how I look at it, staff. So there's nothing wrong with that. You might have had issues with your knees or something like that, your joints or something like that. But what I'm saying to you is a mindset. Don't allow your mind to determine for you that, okay, well, my number is 60. Meaning I've been here on this earth 60 years as this particular person I'm, carrying around now in the flesh. And that means that soon I'm going to die, I'm just, my hair is gray and this is dropping, and oh my God, all of that, and the menopause and the andropause and blah. Yeah, we're gonna go through those things. But so those people that I look at on here that are in their 70s and they're going through all of that shit, but they look so good and so vibrant, and not by happen chance. No, they decided that they were going to live, even as they were living. You understand what I'm saying? And they exercise, they eat a healthy diet, okay, in their state of mind, okay, has kept them so vibrant and full of life, okay, connecting once again the heaven here, okay, and the earth, okay. We are the macro to the micro. No, we are the micro, to the macro. We're made of the same stuff. So if we allow our mindset to be what we've been told, oh, you're this age, that means that, no, you determine. Okay, you determine who and what you're going to be and how you're going to be. And know that just because confirmation, just because you've hit a certain number, that doesn't mean that you know that. So what does that mean? Okay. I don't have to die or just sit here and just give up. Okay. No matter what your situation. Right. It's like the mind here for you, Aries. Um, that the heart and the mind, not disconnect but connect. The soul, the spirit connect. Okay. And the magic here and the mystery of your being, and you determine, you get up and say, I am whatever, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am wise, I am abundant, I am marvelous, I am magnificent, I am splendid, I am perfect, I am thankful, I am grateful, I am loved, I am loved, I am loving, I am lovable, I am here and I exist, and I will continue to exist. And it's not based on anyone else or anything else. It is all based on me. And the great thing is, though, even though a world has been developed for us that says we're going to slap all this on you and hinder you, guess what? They're still looking like, but all this other shit is still here. What will you choose? What will you choose? Okay. You are the master, Aries, of your own fate. No one or nothing else. Because we've talked a lot for you, Aries, about these energies and these people. They want to stop you and they want to blah 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 blah, and they keep on. I had somebody do some shit to me last night, the same shit over and over again. Poor man, he's just in a fucking loop. You know what I'm saying? That he could escape from, but he chooses not to. Oh well. You understand what I'm saying? My life continues on. Okay, so if you're dealing with those energies, and they're still at you, nipping at your feet, barking at nipping at your heels and stuff. Rough. Pay attention to me. I'm gonna stop you. We're gonna stop you. Blah, 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 blah. You don't agree to anyone else's decision for your life, for what you want. You're the master of your own fate. They are too. But we're not concerned about them. We're concerned about self, which is one interesting because that's the very next card that came out. Self. Okay. And look how centered and grounded she is. That light here. There it is. I'm trying to hold it so you can get that glare up off of there. All right. I hope that's good enough. But look how grounded and centered and focused she is, okay, on, and that fire down there that's coming from the pit of her being, okay, from her, like her root chakra area. And even with these dragons that's wrapped around her, okay, this is how I'm looking at the card that wrapped around her, adder. She's still focused and centered and grounded. And look at all the beautiful doves that come from, that spring, the life that springs from her, okay, in the midst of I'll just say it for this reading, the negative energies that are wrapped around her, maybe trying to decenter her, okay, and the blossoming, the blooming roses here, and the butterfly that has ascended from being a caterpillar into it's that beautiful butterfly, okay, ready to fly forward. Let me open my window. Okay. All right. I do feel, Aries, there is You know, and I feel too, even in the midst of the energy that we've been picking up for you here thus far, with a lot of the negative energies that are surrounding you, there is like energies that I feel like are intrigued here, okay, by you. Okay, I'm hearing by your stance, your determination, okay, your movement forward. Again, being grounded, centered, focused. It's like these energies may look, it's like, I feel like they're looking at you like you're some kind of magical being. Okay. It's like, now how the hell Aries do that? Okay. I'm hearing escape, our manipulation. Now, we don't want to, I'm not talking about people, but more so the spirits, or the spirit of those that tried to hinder you, that operated through these energies, through these people. Okay. It's kind of they look at you with intrigue. I'm hearing the word doubt, like where they may have doubted you. Okay. It's almost like and I don't want to minimize it and say that it was just like it was almost like a test. I'm hearing it was more than a test, but a test of your being, your will, your straightforwardness. And I don't mean, so much like, your communication, but yet in a sense, your communication non-verbally through your perseverance and determination to forge ahead and stay focused on who you are. There may be these energies, again, not so much the people, but the energy that operates in them, or the spirits that have operated in them, that may be looking at you with, like I said, intrigue, but looking at you, and these people, they're not like in your face. It's like, I'm hearing like they hide, okay, behind closed doors. So they just hide, but they watch you. And it's like, not that you need to say, oh yeah, that's good, but there's an energy of where they may have been trying to force you to stop, to quit, to not be, okay, to not exist. It's more so an energy of, I like Aries. Again, how did they do that? I like Aries. Okay. I'm hearing something about insistent, insistent on stopping you. Now, they have not put down I'm hearing like it's this staff here which is interesting to talk about the staff. The staff that they're holding of wrath, anger, okay? They're still holding it. So, like I said, that's not something for you to be like, oh, they like me. No, it doesn't, who cares? It doesn't matter if they do, if they don't. They don't have nothing to do with you. This is a self thing for everyone. Okay. They may have even be learning from you. I see some growth happening in their own life. Okay. In their own being. Because again, it's just like, I feel like these energies, again, this connection of heaven and earth, or the disconnect, but the connection. More so just material, earthly. If I take this from Aries, just earthly things, or try to stop your earthly movement. But yet here you are, still grounded, okay, and focused on who? You. The self. That is beyond just the material. You have connected, because you are here on earth. You have connected. Okay, well, if that's gone, there will be something else. Okay. You know how they say when one door closes, another one opens. And it's because it's like your faith. Okay. Yeah. You walk in a way that, again, you connect the heaven and the earth. Your mind, your soul, your spirit, your being to the earthly realm. I'm more than just flesh and blood. I do live in the space and flesh and blood, but I'm more than that. Okay. Your faith, okay, in something greater than you. Okay. It's like, you know how they say, I think it's in the Bible, your faith has made you whole. I think that's what it says. Okay. Mm, mm, mm. See, Aries, these are energies here that have they have dismantled. Wait a minute. Okay. And what I mean by that is they have done some damage. Okay. Oh wait a minute, I'm looking at the wrong one. Hold on for a second. Yeah. These are energies that have done some damage here. Okay, to people. Some real destroyed lives. Okay. Earthly, the material, play games with people's lives. Okay. Gambled people's lives. Hell, shit. Made bets. Okay, on people's lives. People who are just unsuspecting. Okay, just trying to live, just trying to do, a daily grind, pay their bills, take care of their children at home, whatever the case. Okay, and they have, you may have even dealt with energies, maybe knowingly, maybe not knowing, who people who themselves who are used by these energies. It's like sold their soul for the material realm. Faithless, not believing, not understanding, not knowing, only believing in the material realm, only knowing that, only trusting that, only believing in that. Like, there can't be more, there can't be higher. But these may be people who speak all of that, honey. Go to church, be pastors, religious leaders, spiritual leaders, all of that, but don't really believe that. Okay, I mean, like, don't understand it. Okay, who may have even sold their souls for those positions, for those religious leadership positions. Okay, or those spiritual leadership positions. Okay, been paid a lot of money, okay, to mislead, whole congregations of folk. Okay, or whatever their spiritual community or religious community is. I'm not saying just religious people or just leaders or spiritual leaders, but in all manners of society. The education system, okay, the medical system, okay, politics in every area, okay. I'm hearing something about sold the law. Okay, maybe even laws, legislature, things like that, where people who were put in places to work for humanity, to serve humanity, to help humanity, okay, sold out, okay, and dismantled humanity. Okay, or sold out to dismantle humanity, whole neighborhoods, whole groups of people, races of people. okay, gender and sexualities and all of that type of thing. I mean, in every aspect of society, okay. So you may not know, like what we have been reading on for Aries lately. You may not know, you might know some family people, okay, who were some damn fools, whose lives were dismantled by these people because they fell for it. They fell for, the selling, okay, of self for material gain to dismantle Aries. Okay. Um, but you may have known coworkers, friends, people that were close to you, but there might have been what you might not have known who the greater forces behind that, or that they were even were. Okay, you might have just thought, okay, Auntie Janie and Uncle George is trying to steal what grandma left for me. They done stole the shit. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. Where it might have been something much greater, a greater force behind it. Okay. Those who have the power to say to Auntie George Auntie Annie and Uncle George, whatever, hey, I'll pay you this to do this to Aries. To simply dismantle Aries. It's because for these energies, it's not always just about the material. Those who have the power, no, they understand. For a lot of people, if you destroy the material aspect, their mind, you can destroy their mind as well. So, like I said, there may be energy sitting, looking at you, Aries, like, damn, huh? That ain't bother Aries. A lot of people around you, okay, who are wearing masks, okay, and who still, like I said, we've been saying in the readings lately, who still may want to, come in, okay, try to come in, okay, sell your line of bullshit. But I feel like they've been demasked. You've seen them for who and what they are. You know what they're about, okay. But I feel for you, Aries, okay, it's like you live, I'm hearing like in the shadows. Okay. You live in the darkness and the light. Not the good and the evil. I didn't say that. Okay. In other words, you're clear. The mask, whether the people come to you with the mask or not, you can wear it. That's the darkness, but I see it. Okay. Clarity, I'm hearing. Okay. You have clarity, clearness of vision. Okay. You know what these energies are. They might want to, or maybe they did, okay, try to, what is it that Aries still trying to figure out? Because I feel like at this point, even though they may still want to try the ego, they still may want to try to, dismantle you, hurt you, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. I feel like it's more so, excuse me, now, a thing of, like I said, this intrigue. And if there are greater powers, they still may be like, we gave you a job to do. You need to do it. Or, well, you failed, so you're not going to get this, whatever the material things they were promised. Okay. I mean, that's the end. There will be no more of that. But I feel as though the energies who were told these things, who are intrigued by you, okay, still may try to figure, it's got to be something. It's got to be something that Aries wants, that Aries desires, something that moves Aries that we can just break into and get into and destroy and disturb. And they want to know what it is. And maybe whatever, if there was a deal or something like that, that shit may be all said, done, and over with. Okay. Then parts that be may be like, well, hell, fuck it, moving on. Okay. I'm hearing the words of deconstruct. But these energies that are watching you, like I said, behind closed doors, what the fuck? Because if somebody took my this or my that or whatever, I damn near would have lost my mind. That's them. So they're intrigued. What is it? I got to get in there and find out what moves Aries. And some people at this point, it's just so I can know. What is it? Something. But these are people who are not focused and centered, not on themselves. Obviously not. Okay. I feel like they could never be. All right. I mean, they could be. I hate to say never be, but they could be. Okay, with some understanding. Okay. But I'm hearing they seek not. They don't seek the understanding. They're still worried about you. What is it? Trying to read you, trying to study you, trying to figure you out. Who is Aries? What is it about Aries? How come they not moved by, okay, things that move me? Right. See, that's why these greater forces or whoever these people are didn't come to you, Aries, and say, hell, we give you this if you go sell out Gemini over there. I ain't saying that haven't happened at all. I'm talking to a collective here who this resonates with. They ain't come to you. That's what I'm saying. These greater powers of people behind all this may be like, whatever. Moving on to the next one. You understand what I'm saying? They don't give a damn. They already knew who and what you were. Okay. They already knew who and what you were. Y'all hear that upstairs? Boom, 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 boom. That's got to be like children running like that. Okay. But anyway, they already knew who and what you were. It me devil play evil game. Okay. All right. Let's keep going here. But it's these people that's just like they don't understand. Okay. All right. Let's keep going here. I feel like Aries. Hold on, let me think for a second. See, these aren't energies that they live in a space and place of conditions, expectations, living in the past. Okay, definitely living in the past in terms of regrets, maybe past failures. Okay, don't really understand or maybe not trust. Okay, their emotions, intimacy, affection, love. Okay. Again, why don't Aries feel like that? Why don't that bother Aries? They don't understand differences and may fear differences. They don't trust differences. Why are people different? Why isn't everybody like me? Think like me? You understand what I'm saying? They can only it's like being an NPC or a robot or some shit like that. Okay, living a lot of fear. Okay, and crave acceptance. They are not in tune with themselves, so they focus on. They don't rather speak to their thoughts, their feelings. Okay. They may feel like they lack support, so they don't support. Okay. Seek to destroy. Like I said, this devil here, he plays an evil game. Okay. And yet are watching you here on your journey. Okay. Watching you, just like you're not in that mindset again. You saw the self-centered, focused. See how those babies are running upstairs, if you can hear them. That's like what was being said earlier. Just as free. That's not an adult running. Those are children running. They're not in the thought of, they're people that, and that doesn't bother me at all. Okay. So understand what I'm saying. They're not focused or have an understanding that, it's people downstairs. We can't make noise. We got to tiptoe in our house. We can't run and be free. Okay. This is what was being said to you earlier. Run and be free. I'm hearing something about lagging. This part of your journey I'm hearing is lagging. That youthfulness, being in touch with the youthful aspect of yourself that hasn't left simply because you're maybe 50 years old or 40 years old or 60, 70 years old. It's still there. It's still within you. It's just, it may play out differently. Like I said, you ain't going to be running all up and throughout your house like you did when you were 5 or 8, 10, whatever. Okay. But you can still run with the wind and soar with the wind. The part of the earth that's not material, it's not just the things. But it is part of the earth, but it's the part of the heavens and the earth connecting. The freedom in the wind. You understand? You'll fly, soar, open up, broaden up, get out there and enjoy. You, not waiting, okay, for someone to join you. I gotta wait for, no, you ain't gonna wait for anybody. You just gotta go. And don't have the expectation of anyone else. Like these energies, they can't move. They're just intrigued. They don't get it. They don't understand it. But you're teaching them whether you want to be or not, whether that was your goal or not. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I feel like Aries, just bold. Just be bold. And I do feel like that's an Aries trait here. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. This fire here, right here. Okay. See here? Let me show you too. See how emboldened she is. That fire. Okay. Listen to your intuition. Okay. Observe, true, be aware, definitely. Okay. List out the self. It says only you know the answer. Personal interpretation is crucial. Okay. Looking within, seeking answers, discovery, awareness here, trust, just like we saw earlier with the self being grounded here in the self, Aries. Okay. Go for it. Live your life. Continue to live. I'm hearing in freedom, justice. Okay, power. I'm hearing recognition. Maybe you will be recognized, okay, for something that you've done or for making it through this part of your journey, okay? Where energies wanted to, set out to demolish you, I'm hearing. Okay. But you made it through. Continue forward. It don't matter what they're doing. You understand? continue forward on your journey here. Purification from the Gaia Oracle deck. Purification 32. Your life path number might be 5. Look, emotional cleansing and rejuvenation. Okay. This card signifies healing and rejuvenation, which is so interesting. You got all this fire. The last card was fire, and here's water. Water. I don't know about for you. My sun sign is an Aries. I love big bodies of water, and I'm in Cleveland, so I'm right here by Lake Erie. I used to live like just a few minutes away. I used to go to Lake. It would just calm, calm. I'm hearing my wounded soul. Okay. It was, sometimes I go there and just sit and stare and look, and it felt so good. I go back home and just want to sleep, All right. But anyway, this card signifies healing and rejuvenation, which comes as a result of emotional cleansing. In the coming days, you may experience some emotional turmoil. Deep feelings that you thought you had already dealt with or previously resolved resurface seemingly out of nowhere. Do not be concerned, for a profound healing is taking place. Did not say that healing my wounded soul, okay? And at the end of this process, you will feel all the better for it. The lady featured on this card emerges from the deep waters of her emotions into the light of a new day. Emotionally cleansed and rejuvenated, she is now ready to move fully into her power, free of the emotional baggage that she previously carried. Affirmation: I allow all unresolved feelings to surface. I give thanks for the healing that is taking place. I am emotionally cleansed. I am free of emotional baggage. I release all that no longer serves me. I certainly hope that resonated with some Aries. I ask that you all like, share, and subscribe. To those who have subscribed to my channel, thank you. If you have not, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, thumbs up, comment. Come over, see what's happening here at I Am the Monad Tarot, and you all have favor, peace,